Hi everyone, my name's Ollie and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are doing a full face of Poundland Glam. So the other day me and my friend went out shopping and I went into Poundland and picked up loads of stuff. So if you click the link up here you will see my previous Poundland videos. Today's video is going to be a full face of Poundland makeup. I picked up pretty much one of everything that they had. They had one sort of quite small section, probably no bigger than my backdrop. So I have my bag here full of Poundland goodies. I think this full face of makeup is probably going to have cost me about £12, if that. So yeah, let's just get straight on into things. I remember this when I was in the shop. So I bought two foundations. As you know, I always try to mix my foundations so that I get a better shade. So when I was in there, I actually only had two choices to pick from. And it was quite a large Poundland. So really I would have expected a bigger shade range. The only ones I was able to pick up was this one, which is called Ivory 3, and this one is called Warm Cocoa 8. Hopefully we'll be able to mix them together and get something of a relatively decent shade match. Yeah, I don't know, I don't think I've ever used a foundation that has been as cheap as £1. I also picked up this Smoothly Does It pressed powder. Once again, they only had one shade in this, and this is shade Honey Beige number 3. That's what we're going to be using to set our face today. I then also got this Makeup Gallery Good to Glow matte bronzer. I think they might have had two shades in this, but the other one was way too dark for me. So this is matte medium number 2. We then also picked up this Makeup Gallery Feeling Blush blusher. This one is in shade Candy Floss 2. This was the only highlighter that I could find in the entire shop. So this is shimmer highlighter, 3 shades. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's just a shimmer highlighter in there. All it says on it is shimmer highlighter, 3 shades. It doesn't even have a brand. They didn't have any brow products at all in the Poundland that I went into. They didn't have pomades, pencils, gels, brow mascaras, anything. So this was the only thing I could find that I could potentially use for my eyebrows. So this is Soft Kohl eyeliner, and this is in shade Brown 4. Now I think this is probably going to be too dark for me for my eyebrows, but beggars can't be choosers. This was the closest thing I could find to a brow pencil. We then have a mascara. So this is once again Makeup Gallery, and this is called Turn Up the Volume and Define Mascara. This was the only mascara that they had there, so you know, once again, not much option. I'm assuming it's black. And then for lips, I picked up this lip liner, Nude Caramel 6. And then to go with that, I picked up this lipstick, so once again from Makeup Gallery, and this is in shade 23 London. I think this is going to be a little bit of a tricky one with the lips because the lip liner is quite a bit lighter than the lipstick, but once again they only had maybe 2 or 3 different shades with lipsticks, and I think one was red and one was maybe like a dark purple, so that was the only kind of nudish options that I had. To go on top of that, because I always use lip gloss, is the Plump Up the Volume Plumping Lip Gloss. This is just clear, once again from Makeup Gallery. And then the last thing that I picked up today from Poundland to do my makeup with was some false eyelashes. They didn't really have any like normal looking eyelashes, so this was the closest thing I could get. So this is called Nighttime False Eyelashes 2 pairs. Now, in the pack, they don't look awful. In real life, they look really small. They honestly look like they're made for children. So there is 2 different styles in this box. To be honest, I think the top ones are hideous, but the bottom ones look like they could potentially be okay. They're a little bit wispier and a little bit more natural looking, whereas the top ones are quite blocky. I'm just going to push this up so that I can make sure I get all of my massive 5 head. I'm once again going to use my little mixing palette like I always do to mix the foundations. Okay, let's see what this colour's like. Oh god, it looks so grainy. I've never seen a foundation that has a texture like that before. Okay. It's so chunky. Normally a foundation will mix really nice, but look how like lumpy it is. The texture of this is a little bit like mayonnaise. Normally, if I was comparing a foundation to a sauce, it would be a bit like ketchup. Thick, but it's still quite smooth and liquidy. It is literally like mayonnaise texture. It does smell, but nowhere near as strong as the Primark one smell. So I did a full face of Primark makeup not long ago. I'll pop the link up here somewhere. So I'm going to use one of my Primark beauty blenders like I always do. Because they are so cheap and so good. As always, I do have my mirror just here, so if I'm looking off that direction a lot, that's why. It's coming across quite uneven and it's oxidizing a lot. Back when I was like 13, I feel like foundation always used to oxidize, and I don't know if it's maybe something to do with ingredients or something like that. Nowadays, I feel like foundations don't really oxidize. I feel like that's something that the makeup industry has managed to kind of cancel out, and it doesn't seem to oxidize very much at all anymore. This is the first time for a very long time that I've used a foundation that has oxidized this much and this quickly. Okay, so I've just finished applying the foundation. So obviously it was saying that it was a matte foundation, but it didn't actually state the level of coverage. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a matte foundation. I think this is more of a natural finish. But that's not an issue. I think if you were in the market for a full coverage BB cream, then this will do you fine. It's not a foundation. You do really have to layer it on to get it to give you any form of coverage. But yeah, I don't actually dislike it. I just don't think it's a foundation. I think really it is more of a BB cream. Today for setting powder, we've got the Makeup Gallery Smoothly Does It pressed powder in Honey Beige. Looking at my skin tone right now and this, I'm worried that this is going to be way too light. So this has that really classic makeup smell. I don't know how to describe it. It's not florally, it's not chemically, it's just makeup-y. Okay, so do you know what? That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was expecting that to make me look really kind of grey and ashy because it's quite a lot lighter than my face is at the moment. It's a very, very fine powder, which is good because sometimes the cheaper ones can be quite chunky. I wouldn't say it's anything special, but it also isn't bad, and for £1 you can't really go wrong. Blush is always where I start getting a little bit nervous. I feel like it can go from 0 to 100 real quick with the blush. This is in shade Candy Floss. So this is the sort of shade that I normally go for. I do like the more pinkish shades. I think they just give you a really nice flush of rosy colour. So I'm gonna go in lightly with the blush. Why you? No. Is it me or does this look real patchy? Like, patchiness is not something that I've ever come across with a blush. I don't know if it looks that bad on camera, but in person, this looks so patchy. And when I say I went in lightly, I mean I went in so lightly, and this is such a fluffy, like, tappy brush that it really shouldn't be coming out patchy. It is not blended at all. No, I'm sorry, this looks so patchy. So I don't know if you can see it on camera, but in real life this looks really patchy, especially on the cheeks. Especially this side looks awful. Blush is one of those products you can pick it up for very cheap anyway. I usually use the MUA blush in Rose Tea. That is my favourite blush. It's the same sort of shade as this, except it's a much bigger pan. The pan is about that big on the MUA blush, and I'm pretty sure that that one is only £1. So next we are going to go on to bronzing and contouring. This is what it looks like in the pan. To be honest, this is a very similar colour to my skin at the moment, so I'm not sure if this is going to make much of a difference. It is making a difference, and I'm sure you can see it on camera. It is slightly bronzing. To be honest, I just think this is too light for me. That blush is just really... ugh. Okay, so the bronzer is okay. It's nothing special, but it's definitely not the worst bronzer I've ever tried. I wouldn't say it's patchy, but I don't think this one blends very nice. So the blusher was really patchy. This one doesn't want to blend, so I think that's always an issue when it comes to a bronzer, because you really need to be able to buff it out and get that blend on there. Otherwise it just looks really harsh and bad. But moving on from the contour, we will next try the highlighter. I'm just going to go in with my highlighter brush and we'll just see what we can do. Okay, so when I'm dipping in, it's very chunky, like chunk central. Look at my brush, look how chunky those bits look. Chunky. Right, okay, let's see what I can do. If you've watched my channel for a little while, you know I'm a massive highlighter snob. Like, not that I only like expensive highlighters, but I only like good highlighters. So there's nothing wrong with a cheap highlighter, and you can pick up really good cheap highlighters. You can pick up really good cheap highlighters. This one, it's not blending very nicely. I think because it's so chunky, once again, similar to the bronzer, it works fine, but it's just difficult to get it to blend. I don't know about this, guys. I mean, it's difficult to get it to blend because it's chunky. It's definitely more subtle than what I normally go for. I normally like a really blinding highlight. This is definitely like a subtle, glowy highlight. You can get highlighters in Primark. They're amazing. They're only £1. My holy grail highlighter is the Technique little quad palette, which is £4, I believe. I would definitely recommend the Technique one. This, I don't think I would recommend. It's not my personal preference. It's difficult to get it to blend, and you can pick up really good highlighters for really cheap, so I wouldn't say go out and get this one. So next we are going to do the eyebrows. So we're going in with the Soft Kohl eyeliner, smooth and blendable, in shade Brown 4. This was the only thing that I could find that was relatively close to an eyebrow product. Even though it's an eyeliner, I needed something. So I'm going to try and use this eyeliner pencil to do my eyebrows with. I am going to do them in the mirror because I can't like focus when I'm doing my eyebrows. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm calling the police.
911, what's your emergency?
You don't understand how long it took me to get to this. This? What the hell are these? I was a good like 45 minutes trying to do these eyebrows. It isn't an eyebrow pencil, it's an eyeliner. But still, it took such a long time just to get to this point, and they look hideous. I can't even. These are way too dark. The pencil was really chunky. Just don't try and use an eyeliner to do your eyebrows. Just go without eyebrows. It just isn't worth it, because you look like this. And it isn't a good look. We're gonna move on now to mascara. So the mascara that I have today is the Makeup Gallery, once again, Turn Up the Volume and Define Mascara. I'm assuming that this is, yeah, it says on here Ultra Black. There's a pretty standard looking wand. It's got quite fine bristles on it. You guys, I'm usually really like easy when it comes to mascara. I'm really lucky. I've got quite big full eyelashes as it is, so normally I don't need a mascara to do very much, but this is categorically the worst mascara I have ever used. All it's doing is very, very lightly coating my eyelashes. It's really dry and it just doesn't look like it's doing anything. Like, it's easily the most subtle mascara I've ever used. If you are someone who doesn't like a mascara to do much, then this might be good for you. I like a mascara to lengthen and make them look nice and thick and full, and I feel like that mascara hasn't really done anything, to be honest. So we are now going to move on to the lashes. Ooh. These are horrible, like, ugh. We are now going to move on to lip products. So I am going to be lining first. I'm going to use this lip liner, which is once again from Makeup Gallery, and this one is in shade Nude Caramel, as you can see just there. Like I did say before, might have a little bit of an issue when it comes to the lip products because the lip liner is a lot lighter than the lipstick. I'm just going to have to try and do my best with these because they had such a random assortment of colours when it came to the lip products. Okay, so I've just popped the lip liner on and kind of blended it around into my lips. Not my favourite, but also not horrendous. I probably would use it again if I could find like a lip colour that went nicely with this. So we're now going to move on to the lipstick, which is in shade 23 London. Way different from the colour I've got on right now. So this is like a cream lipstick bullet. It's in like a mauve type nude. So it is still quite nudey, but it's definitely more that kind of rich mauve colour. So I'm going to now pop this on over the top. It's obviously not going to match the lip liner. I'm sorry, I'm confused. I'm sorry, what? This is not that colour, like, right, look at the colour this is supposed to be. Where? Like, where? My lips are not anywhere near that colour. That makes no sense to me. Like, this has no pigment, none, like 0, and it's so dry. Like, my lips feel so dry. I'm honestly just feel really infuriated by this video because Poundland is obviously supposed to be cheap, but you would expect like a level of quality. Also, this lip gloss is open. So even though the plastic seal is still on there, it's like open. Like it was just like jammed closed. So I'm gonna pop some of this on top of this right now and we'll see what it's like. Girl, no, this isn't. It actually isn't. This actually is not. Like, it actually is not. Is it? No. I'm annoyed. This isn't a lip gloss at all. At all. In any way, shape or form. This is a lip oil. Not a lip gloss. It's a lip oil. I think my main issue with all of the products in today's video is that they are marketed wrong. Don't sell a lip gloss that's actually a lip oil. Don't sell a foundation that's actually a BB cream. I feel like they're not marketing things correctly, and people wouldn't mind. Like if this had been sold as a lip oil, I would have just used that then and be like, oh yeah, it's actually really nice, because as a lip oil, it's fine. Like there's no issue with it being a lip oil. It feels quite hydrating. It smells nice. It's not sticky. Do you know what I mean? But it isn't a lip gloss, so don't sell it as a lip gloss. Every single time I do one of these makeup videos, there's going to be products I like and there's going to be products I don't like. And that's life. Like, you're never going to like everything. But usually I can find at least, you know, it's at least half and half. Usually I like at least some of the stuff. With this makeup, it looks okay. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't look horrific. Like, I don't look like disgusting right now. But it isn't what they're selling it as. If you want cheap makeup, please just go to Primark or go to Superdrug. There's these different brands like Technique, MUA, Collection 2000, even Revolution do some cheap stuff, Elf. Do you know what I mean? There's 1,000,001 like cheaper, like lower cost makeup brands. Or Primark even, do you know what I mean? Where you can literally get things for like £1 or £2. It's better off spending that tiny bit more to get something that's actually doing what it says on the tin. I use majority cheap products, so I feel like I know what I'm talking about. But these Poundland products have not been good. They are not performing how a product should perform. The foundation was fine. I don't have an issue with the foundation, but it's a BB cream. Don't buy it thinking it's going to be a foundation. It isn't. I feel like I never ever bash brands. Like, I feel like that's not my style, and I wouldn't want to bash a makeup brand. But I'm so disappointed with this. Like, I don't know. You guys might not think it's that bad, and let me know in the comments what you think. But in person, it just looks so messy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think on camera it's probably not going to have come across as bad, but in real life it doesn't look very good. If you are on a budget and you don't want to be spending too much on your makeup, that's absolutely fine, but just go to the right places to buy it. Go to somewhere like Primark, go to somewhere like Superdrug and buy the cheaper brands. Go online, have a look at online places. Technique do a massive range and some of their stuff is so cheap. So that is everything for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. If you did enjoy watching today's video, please leave me a massive like and subscribe down below. If you have any family or friends that you think might enjoy my content, please feel free to share it with them. And if you've got any questions regarding the products or any other video recommendations for me, then please leave me a comment down below. And without further ado, I look forward to seeing you all in my next video.